3 words to describe Hamburg in relation to games, in my opinion, would be money. So there is money in Hamburg that can be invested. Diversity, not only in terms of the people working in games, but the different companies, not just publishing by now, but development. And rain. I'm sorry, but it rains all the time. But if you're working at a computer, that's fine, because you're inside anyway.
In German we have a word, Bildschirmbräune.
Bildschirmbräune? What does that mean?
You know solarium?
That's basically what it is.
When I think of Hamburg and the gaming industry here, I would think of the words friendly, cozy and international.
Marvelous people from the games industry that I was lucky to meet past the last years here in Hamburg.
Out of the box, passion and business.
I think the industry here is pretty big, it's pretty innovative, and the value chain of gaming here in Hamburg is complete.
Short ways. Then second, all the good people. And the last one, obviously, it must be the Gamecity THREAKS. So this meetup is around since 2003. And people back in the days came over from all of northern Germany, all of Germany, because it was not so usual to have this kind of meetups for the industry.
I think Gamecity and Gamecity THREAKS as an institution, as an event, had a cultural role in connecting Hamburg's gaming industry.
It's always been kind of a central point for the network.
Helping each other out, sharing ideas.
Bridging between the existing companies, people who want to work in the industry, and students.
And it would have been possible 20 years ago.
As Gamecity Hamburg, we're here in the city to support the local games industry and also to be here for everybody who's working in games. And we are also promoting Hamburg as a good games location. And this is what we do, basically.
The games industry is changing all the time.
Because we've learned a lot also over the years.
The game developer job gets more attractive for a bigger, wider audience and a more diverse group.
Hamburg had always some kind of early adapter role in the games industry of Germany, I would say.
One of the biggest achievements for the gaming industry is the sort of recognition that it has finally achieved in Germany. That comes also with more acceptance and opportunities in terms of education, for example.
I think what's really important is, especially for Hamburg, that we continue with our kind of tight-knit community of gamers and gaming companies to help each other.
Have all the best of all worlds in Hamburg.
Hamburg and being playful and seeing different types of culture and mixing it all up together in this tiny space. So you got all the different aspects of cultural life here.
You have a really vivid indie game scene, you have big businesses, you have really great educational matters, and you also have the niche events and all the passion from the consumers here.
In 2011, when Bytro came to Hamburg, Hamburg had already made itself a name in the games industry as a hotspot for gaming, not only in Germany, but worldwide. And it offered access to talents that we wouldn't have had anywhere else.
The games industry here is much more open, much more supportive of each other, because if one grows, the others grow. I think finally that message came through as well. That wasn't quite the case 12 years ago.
Hamburg has great opportunities and has quite the variety of different companies in different fields. And so I think it's a really great place to start out with and build your career from here.
We have the whole life cycle. So from new people coming in from the universities, new ideas.
From publisher to developer, from mobile to PC, console games, whatever. And the whole I call them the satellites. All the companies around the games industry that are supporting the industry are here.
I lost my studio twice. I had to start all over and didn't get a single dime. I lost everything. Funny how, at the end of this year, it's going to be 30 years in the industry. The most remarkable thing is, all these bad experiences, like the total crash, led to something new that became better than what the old business could have become.
And when I started at Daedalic, and my first job here in the gaming industry in Hamburg, how welcoming people were, how quickly everyone was like, yeah, you can come on to the parties, you don't know anyone, but it's fine. And, really making it easy for people to start and kind of experience this industry from the inside.
One special moment was for 10 years of InnoGames. We rent the stadium of St. Pauli and celebrate there. So I think to see that it works out, all our employees and family and friends in the stadium, only for us, I think that was a great moment to see.
One of the most funniest moments I remember, definitely the Fischbrötchen-Empfang in Leipzig and in Cologne at Gamescom, where we were dressed up like sailors and we provided fresh fish to the audience, and there was a lot of fun for everybody.
My first introduction to Gamecity was, which I think it is for many people, the Gamecity THREAKS, as kind of an industry hub and networking event, and that is still one of my highlights every time it happens.
It was a coincidence that I ended up in the gaming industry, and it happened at the second Gamecity THREAKS. So I sat next to somebody who developed a technology that you can play mobile games over the air with each other. And they were looking for somebody who could do 3D graphics for a Java phone. And we were there, right time, right place.
In the beginning, the Gamecity THREAKS helps me a lot. So because that was the entry in the games industry, to meet other people from other companies.
Gamecity Hamburg is an initiative to support the local games industry.
Both in terms of sharing knowledge and building networks, but also supporting together with the government in terms of funding, prototype funding, and getting started.
2003 was a perfect time to start with Gamecity Hamburg. Many startups tapped into the market, and they grew very, very fast, such as BigPoint, InnoGames, Good Games. All these free-to-play online game companies started their business at the same time.
We started in Schade with InnoGames, and we want to grow, and Hamburg was not so far away and is still the biggest city in this area. We are happy with Gamecity Hamburg that the team to support the developers in Hamburg is bigger than ever, that we can do more activities than ever. But of course, it's really helpful if you know also that there is a clear organization which helps you to grow.
With the support of Gamecity, with the support of the incubator and a lot of other investments that are happening, I think there's good chances that there's going to be more studios, more smaller ones, and each small studio is, of course, always a chance for the big hit.
Yeah, Hamburg is a place to be when it comes to make great games.
So over the course of Gamecity here in Hamburg, while at the beginning it was really the starting point for us, later on I changed my role. So I became a judge for the prototype funding. I've been harsh, but I really wanted to help younger talents to find the right path and select the good ideas from the not so good ideas, or maybe help them to improve on their ideas. And I think at some point in your career, if you've been successful, the role really switches. So then you give back.
The future of the games industry in Hamburg, I think, is going to improve and continue its current trend.
It's a quantum leap, really, technology-wise, what we can do right now, and can't wait for what brings the future.
More students are graduating with an interest in video games. More of the smaller studios are going to be able to grow, and through this create these talents that at some point will drop off and make their own studios.
And I'm fully convinced that Gamecity Hamburg has a bright future.
Congratulations, Gamecity Hamburg, to 20 years of effort in making Hamburg one of the top locations for games in Germany. Hamburg has all that it takes to be one of the top places for games in the future as well. We will keep on the good work together with Gamecity Hamburg.